50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 528. Today is Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. Elvis, happy Memorial Day weekend. Hope yours was good. Thank you to all the men and women that fought for this country. If it wasn't for them, honestly, we wouldn't have a say. We wouldn't be able to have a podcast. So thank you to them. I hope everyone took a time to think about and appreciate all the women and men that served this country. My grandfather, I don't know. Do you have any military in your family?
Yes. Want to be thankful for my god brother Sean and also my grandfather's Vietnam vet. Yeah, Vietnam vet. You know, so shout out Sean, my cousin Sean De Jesus, De Jesus. He went to the army and he went overseas to Iraq for
Afghanistan, right?
Yeah, I think he did 2 terms in Afghanistan.
Wow.
So
shout out him.
He got bodies under his belt. Yeah.
And shout out the OGs who went to Nam. I heard that shit was crazy.
So, yeah. Every time I see I'm like, he's always 70 plus.
Yeah.
I always salute Vietnam veteran.
Of course.
A lot of them made a lot of sacrifice.
100%.
They saw a lot. They saw a lot. That's what I'm going to say.
I'll say this, and then we could get onto the show. Kind of disappointed in the block. Only house with a flag up. I mean, what are we doing? We need to do better. I got one right here.
Yeah, we got to do better, though. You're absolutely right. I don't have one, but I have a lot of red, white, and blue.
And you love this country.
Yeah. I don't have one up. Do I have one up?
You got to have one in the crib.
I got a big one at the crib. Come on. Now, on the 4th, I hang it in the front window.
I know.
But I just got home, people, from Atlantic City about 52 minutes ago, if that. I think I landed at 6.
Weather was good this weekend for us.
65 plus all weekend, deal. It was amazing. Beautiful weather down by the shore. I literally landed here 18. It's 7:12, people, and we're live.
Ideal weather for you, 65, 70, right? No.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Me, I'm a big dude. There's no shame about it. Anything above 85 and up, I'm going to sweat easily.
It's too hot.
It's too, especially after a few drinks. So the fact that at night it was 70, breezy.
Would you have some Casamigo in you?
You know, I'm not gonna hear tell. All I'm gonna say is, I forgot the name, but they gave out these slushy drinks.
Ooh, those are lethal, bro.
Yeah,
the slushy ones are lethal.
Yeah, because they didn't get me. It was like $23 for the first one, then $16 refills.
That's a deal.
So me and my girl got a lot of refills.
That's a deal.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out you guys. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Like I said, I hope everyone had a safe holiday weekend. Enjoy the day off. By the way, I never understood that. Some holidays like have a whole month, but Veterans Day, Memorial Day only has a day. Got to do better than that. I never understood that. But got a great episode for you guys. We'll recap all the games that went on over the weekend. Got some plays for you. Game 4, Knicks extended it. Let's fucking go. NHL, we got plays for you. Game 4, Stars, Oilers, and a 15-game slate on the diamond as well. But we will start. Knicks take Game 3 on the road, 106-100. Zesty Cat in the 4th. I mean, I'm telling you, he came alive. The shooting, the passing. I know you seen the no look, and you saw the face. He went. Turn it to the YouTube with my face because he was going crazy. Shout out to the Dominican mothers too. You said it.
You know, that was a performance. Shout out to Knicks. You know, when the season was on the line, we could make the case that Karl-Anthony Towns saved the season. What he had 20 points in the 4th quarter alone. He had 4 points going into the 4th quarter. 20 points in the 4th quarter alone. Give Karl-Anthony Towns some credit. The version that we saw in the 4th quarter, Karl-Anthony Towns, when he put his head down, it wasn't looking for the foul. He was just finishing through contact consistently. How many times we saw him dribble, and drive, and was able to get it. Even if it wasn't an and one, was able to get the basket. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, he hit a couple hard threes on the outside. I wish he'll take less of those. We understand 3-point champion, and we know he might be the best shooting big man in the league. We understand that.
Credit the Pacers defense. They're forcing us to take those shots.
Yeah, but we saw, I think in my eyes, we saw the best version of Karl-Anthony Towns last night when he put his head down and was attacking the rim, and he wasn't looking for the foul. And guess what? When he was doing that, those outside shots opened up, and that's when he hit 2 huge threes as well. So phenomenal performance by Karl-Anthony Towns, putting the city of New York on his back. Jalen Brunson didn't have the best game.
2 points from your parlay, kid.
Yeah. Oh, you saw it there. I said Dylan a nice. I sent Dylan a nice ticket, and he was like, "Damn, cause that look good." He was like, "I got the Knicks though." I said, "Notice I ain't pick a side. Everything else, banger."
When I obviously mid game, I'm not keeping up with your ticket, but after the game, I look back at your text, and then I look at the day. I'm like, hit. Oh my god. I was like, oh, he's at the table right now. He's at the table trying to get it back.
When I saw him first of all, that was a terrible fifth foul. Should have been overcalled.
Oh, yeah.
Not the here or there. But let's take the whistle away, because there's no way Brunson is averaging 4 to 5 fouls a game. I understand that the Indiana Pacers are kind of, no offense, Dylan, I think you will even agree with me, kind of putting him on the Luka Island. They're attacking him every chance he gets now.
Do you think he's a defensive liability?
Absolutely.
I would disagree.
Wait. Let me rephrase that. He's no question, no doubt, the weakest link of your starting five. He might be the weakest defender on the team. I'm not going to call him a liability, but is he the worst defender on your team? Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think he's a defensive liability.
Yeah, like I said, let me rephrase that. He's not a liability, but out of your rotation, though, there's no question.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Defender out of all of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think they're very inconsistent, the refs. Like, we're getting assaulted, and they're letting a lot of physicality play on, and then Jalen Brunson touches them for a minute, and it's a foul?
Yeah, it's a foul. Like, there's a lot of ticky-tack. Like, don't get... Like, some of the, cat drives, those are fouls. Like, when Miles Turner, Pascal... Those are a lot of missed calls, but when they're on the perimeter, Tyrese, Jalen Brunson, even Brick, they get these ticky-tack fouls on both sides, not just one way, both sides. So I don't understand how we're getting a ton of whistles by the 3-point line, but barely anything down low. That questions me. And go back to the Jalen Brunson being, ISO deal. Think about it. Karl-Anthony Towns, not a pushover. Mitchell Robinson, he's like that. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, you can make the case they're one of the best defenders at their position.
I think there are 2 best defenders.
Yeah, but around the league, I'm not gonna say they're the best at their positions, but
yeah.
A lot of Knicks fans will make that case. So from your starting 5 and with your your key role players off the bench, Josh Hart and McBride. Really, I like the fact that also Thibodeau went with White, went with Landry Shamet. I understand.
Yeah, I would agree.
Didn't really give you a not, but guess what? That gave, look at Brunson, 31 minutes. Karl-Anthony Towns, 33. I understand OG and Bridges are 37 each, but guess what? You don't need to have those guys 44 minutes plus every night now if Landry Shamet, Wright, Josh Hart, and McBride are giving you valuable minutes. So overall, I'm not going to take too much from the Pacers, because at the end of the day, they should have lost game 1. So this was
in my eyes, we should be up 2-1.
Hey. All I'm going to say is this was a get-back game for the Knicks. Give them credit, and I also want to give Thibodeau credit for expanding the lineup. I think that's exactly what this team needed, just a little rest, and we saw them, with that extra rest, locked down, especially in the fourth quarter defensively.
What were your thoughts on Thibodeau changing the starting lineup? Did you like it? Did you not mind it? Did you think it was smart? Because honestly, I thought... The first 2 games, I thought Rick Carlisle was coaching laps around Tom Thibodeau. Mm-hmm. But I got to admit, Tom Thibodeau had himself a hell of a game. I was going to roast him, but he was incredible last night. He got every situation or substitute right in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. In my opinion, I loved it just because, once again, the season was on the line. Are you just going to go out there with the same recipe, or are you going to switch it up a little bit? How many times I've been saying on this show, I understand I hasn't been, hammering the desk, but why is Landry Shamet not getting any minutes? He's a liable sixth man for a lot of teams out here. And I'll be honest, on certain teams, he's a starting point guard. So I don't understand why Landry Shamet wasn't getting minutes. I like the fact y'all went a little deeper, and look what y'all did. So in my opinion, I like the move just because the season was on the line. And you had to do something different because clearly first 2 games at home, that recipe wasn't the answer.
Yeah, shout out Scott Foster, the extender. He was officiating.
Adam called him. He said, "Yo, Scott,
we need 6 games at least." Yeah. I thought that was good. Honestly, I thought, in all seriousness, I thought the game changed midway through the third when Miles McBride.
Real quick, though, I think the game changed a little. Yes, with McBride, but to close the first half, remember they had
cutting it to 13.
Yeah, that is a big difference going into the halftime with a little momentum down 13, then 22, 21, 20.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
They were ready to close the books on us. We were down 22, 21 points, and to cut it to 13, I know it's still a lot, but as a Knicks fan, I was like, I looked at my girl, I was like, that's not bad. Like
that's 5 shots. 4 stops, 5 shots.
And we were hanging around, and when McBride cut it to 9 or 8 in that minute with Jalen Brunson on the court, I was like, okay, that's when everything started to change for us. And we just kept hanging around. And credit the Knicks. They didn't stop fighting. He had a legendary fourth quarter, Cat. OG. Josh Hart had the biggest rebound of the season. Last shot. Yeah, back to back. And hitting clutch free throws as well.
With a huge block
towards the baseline. Yeah, they dug deep. Especially they weren't able to close out game 1, so they did a much better job here in game 3. Series is tied 2-1.
No, it's 2-1.
2-1. I said tied.
Wish.
I wish it was tied. But yeah, series is not over. We're gonna take it one game out of a time, and they listen to us. Halliburton's father's back for game 4.
Where he's at
in the suite. You heard it here. We said it a week ago. Now I did reserve my right to say he doesn't deserve to be back. I do have that right. But yeah, he is coming back. They blow one lead and then they call in the reinforcements. They call Pops. Yo, we need you, cuz.
We need you back. You will bring that energy.
Yo, that shit was too funny. All right, let's go to Saturday over the weekend as well. I mean, OKC they were trying to sweep this team, but what a blowout. They beat them by 42 points at home. Anthony Edwards, have yourself a game. 30 points, 9 boards, 6 assists. You had 24 from Julius Randle as well. Terrence Shannon Jr. had 15 off the bench. Naz Reid had 10. Leonard Miller had 11. They were getting it from everywhere. This was just a bad game from OKC. SGA couldn't do anything. Chet Holmgren couldn't do anything. Isaiah Hartenstein, the whole team was just bad. And they wound up resting most of their players. But it was a good bounce back. In like another do or die situation, Minnesota wind up winning big at home, 143-101.
Yeah, this is another situation where you saw, Flinch go into his bench, though. Shannon Jr. Think about it. He outscored everybody in Oklahoma City Thunder. Shea had 14. Jay Williams had 13. I think the most was Mitchell off the bench with 14. He outscored everybody himself coming off the bench still. That's what they needed. They needed to dig deep. The recipe for games 1 and 2 wasn't working. Still, I know you're confident in your Knicks saying, they're live in the series. I'm going to let people know right now, Minnesota Timberwolves are live in the series.
Wow.
There's one thing to win a blowout game in a playoff. Blowout games happen. If it was an 18, 22-point game, okay. When it's a 40-point game, that doesn't happen occasionally. This is a rare defeat for any team. But for an OKC team, this was a little shocking still. Your first test, you're up 2-0, and you come out flat like that on your first game on the road. Still, to me, in my opinion, all the momentum right now should be on Minnesota. Don't get me wrong. OKC,
really?
Yeah.
One game
is all you need. Think about it, Dale. What we saw last year from this team. Down 0-2 to the Denver Nuggets. go down 3-1, they come back, win the series. I wouldn't be shocked one bit if Timberwolves go win 3 straight games right now.
So right now the series price for the Thunder is -775 plus 546 for the Timberwolves, compared to the Eastern Conference final where the Pacers are -200 plus 170 for the Knicks. They're saying it's a little bit of a coin toss as opposed to this one.
All I'm gonna say is,
what is Vegas seeing that you're not?
No, what am I seeing that Vegas isn't? Tell me who's winning the point differential in the series thus far.
The Timberwolves.
But
they're down 2-1. Who has the better team? Matching up 1-1. Their starting 5 to the Timberwolves starting 5. Who has a better starting 5?
OKC Thunder, especially defensively.
Yeah.
But Timberwolves, though, they show something that
You love this team.
Like I said, there's one thing to win a 20-point game.
Yeah.
To win by 42, that's gonna bring some. It's gonna bring some energy back.
Anthony Edwards has that dog in him, and Game 4 is about to tip off in about an hour. Recording this on Thursday on Monday night.
For the record, it's gonna go back 2-2 to Oklahoma City Thunder.
And to your point, Anthony Edwards in his career in Game 4s of the playoffs, he's averaging 35 points a game, 6.5 rebounds a game, 5.7 assists per game, and 1.5 blocks per game. The all-time scoring leader in Game 4s.
You know what that makes him? No, I'm not gonna say that makes him, but you know what that sounds.
You're about to say something crazy.
No, I'm gonna say it anyway. But you know what that sounds like? Like he's him.
I'll say this. I mean, he's on pace to be something great. I already think he's great. I don't know if he's the face of the league, but he's definitely a top 10 player.
He's on his way.
Yeah. Through the first 5 seasons, Michael Jordan has 14 playoff wins. Do you know how many playoff wins Anthony Edwards has in his first 5 seasons in the NBA?
He's been to back-to-back Western Conference Finals. So that's 12, 8, 16. I'm going to say with a win now. I'm going to assume.
Well, that's 19, without Tuesday. That's without
Tuesday. So I'm going to say 17 and 19.
21.
Wow. See?
7 more than people's GOAT. Not my GOAT, but people's GOAT.
Yeah. That's impressive.
That's impressive.
And like I said, I'm not overreacting. If it was a 18-point win, 22-point win, I would be like, all right, I'm overreacting. A 42-point victory does not happen very often, especially in the playoffs of the NBA. I'm letting you know right now. You know this still. You know this. 42 doesn't happen. I think there was only 2 40-point wins. No, 3 this whole season, and we saw game 1 in the first round, OKC versus the Grizzlies.
I think all 3 games for the Eastern Conference Finals have been all nip and tuck going to the last possession. Yeah, it's been great games. If they lose tonight, well, for tomorrow for people listening Tuesday, are you worried if you're OKC going back home for Game 5? Are you worried? Because I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't say worried, but at the end of the day, Timberwolves has done something that OKC hasn't yet. You know, they came back from a 3-1 lead. They faced adversity. You know, let's just say, for example, OKC wins tonight, right? And they're up 3-1. Anthony Edwards ain't gonna, put his head down. He's gonna go out there and ball Game 5. Julius Randle's gonna go out there.
He's been there.
He's been there. So, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if we come back. If it's gonna be 2-2 come tomorrow, and then we're talking about maybe a crazy situation come Thursday, Dylan.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it should be very interesting tonight. But we will see. NHL playoffs has been really good as well. Saturday night, the Panthers just kicked the shit out of the Hurricane. It was 1-1 going into the third period. Hurricanes, they took the lead. It was 2-1. 5 unanswered goals from the Panthers. They wind up winning 6-2. They do play tonight. Puck drops in about 35-40 minutes. So we'll see. We'll watch that game tonight. They're going for the sweep, but Panthers are just a fucking wagon right now, bro. They're going to go back to the Stanley Cup final. And then Sunday, Oilers, man, they kicked the shit out of the Dallas Stars 6-1. It was like 3-0. Dallas wound up scoring 3 goals in the third period by Edmonton. Zach Hyman, he scored 2 goals. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, he had 3 assists. Skinner had 33 saves on 34 shots. They were, honestly, I know it's 2-1, but was it 3-6? Out of the 9 periods, the Oilers have been the better team for 8 periods. It's been that bad. So my Dallas ticket, not looking good right now. We got a lot of work to do. But I believe in the boys. Monday night, like I said, puck drops for Game 4. Panthers hosting the Carolina Hurricanes. We calling a sweep. This episode's coming out Tuesday, but are we calling a sweep?
Yeah, still. I think Florida Panthers are showing they're the best team in hockey and gotta like their chances going to the Cup final.
Yeah, I would agree with that. What else over the weekend? No NFL news. We didn't really have anything happen in the NFL, but shout out USA hockey team, the international men's team. We won gold coming back home. First time in 92 years. Everyone was playing for second place, baby. Right? It's where it belongs. They dedicated it to Johnny Gaudreau, the NHL player who ended up passing away over the summer. But it was so nice to see the boys. They fucking put it on. They beat Sweden in overtime. I think it was 1-0. I think it was 0-0 going into overtime, and the boys won 1-0. I think Tage Thompson scored the game winner. So shout out him. We're the fucking best, bro. It's always been a fucking American sport. I'll tell you that much. And it's a Memorial Day Classic. I don't know if you watched it because you were traveling back home, but the D1 Lacrosse Championship. Shout out Cornell, the Big Red. They beat Maryland today for the first time. Their first title since 1977. So the head coach for he becomes the youngest head coach for D1 to win the national championship at 31 years old. He's a kid, bro. He's our age right now, and he won a national championship. So shout out Cornell. The score was 13-10. I had the total under 22.5.
That's wild, honestly.
I was sick.
That's wild.
I was sick, but yeah, shout out him and shout out to Cornell, Big Red, for winning the championship. Anything else that I missed? The Indy 500. Shout out Spain.
Yeah. Battlehawks took care of business in the UFL.
Oh, that's right.
Got there with the Renegades. Stallions, shocker. I'll be honest. Stallions took care of business. I was on Michigan.
At home, yeah.
At home. I think I went 2-2 for the week. Also was on the Defenders. The Roughnecks with a huge upset. What was today? +3?
It was +4.5 when we were recording.
Look at that. Shout out the Roughnecks. Just when we counted them out, they are here pulling upsets. Shout out to
the total was 44.5.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. I go 3-1. So we hit on Battlehawks. They blew out the Brahmas. Oh my God, they stink. Renegades, we get there on the under 41. I think it was 41 and 42. No, I don't think I got there. It was 30-12. Fuck. So that's not good. So 2-2, and then because I took the Panthers and they wind up losing on the road. But Houston, they almost blew it though. I don't know if you were watching the game. They were up 24-9, and DC came back, but they did take care of business. But kid, playoffs are set. We don't know who's going to win the divisions, but the 4 teams: Michigan, Michigan and Birmingham, and St. Louis and DC. Those are the 4 teams making the playoffs next in 2 weeks. So we got week 10 coming up, and we'll figure out who's first place. I think St. Louis is going to wrap up the division of the XFL, and we'll see who wins. They're tied. Michigan and Birmingham. That was a big game last week. Mm-hmm. Birmingham tied. There's now 6-3 with Michigan. Who's your take right now to win the USFL division? Not the title, the division.
The division basically between Stallions and Michigan.
Yeah, so right now the Stallions are playing the Showboats, and Michigan plays Houston, who could play spoilers.
To be honest, I think they both went out, so it might be the Stallions because they got the
tiebreaker.
Yeah, they got the tiebreaker.
Oh,
but hey, I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest. They did it. They did it yesterday.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be honestly. I would be shocked against Michigan. I'm letting you know right now. Michigan is -9.5 as we speak. People.
Wow.
Yes,
I love it.
Trust me.
Lines are out already.
Lines are out already.
They're doing a much better job.
Yeah, they are doing it because at the end of the day, I think people. It's starting to catch on. I'm not saying they're getting this amount of views or anything like that, but the competition, especially like the talent, is much better than it was season 1.
And tell me the lines aren't getting sharper because there were some outrageous lines in the first 2 seasons.
For even the first 2 weeks of the season this year, were like we cashed on every under for the first 2 weeks.
And then they started getting really sharp, and we were like,
I don't know who they got now, but they got some.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah. All right, kid. That was the weekend. Before we get into our plays for Tuesday, a quick word from our sponsor. We're brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an Elderberry watching the NBA conference finals. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Game 4 back in Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton's father will be in the building. They are laying 2 at home. Same spread. I know the Knicks closed at +1.5, so money was coming in on them late in the day. But right now, -133 on the money line, +113 for the Knicks. Total is at 220. How are we feeling here for Game 4? Can my Knicks tie it up?
For some reason, Dill, the road teams are 3-0 in this series so far. I think the Indiana Pacers are 5-1 or 6-1.
No, I think they're undefeated on the road.
On the road so far, they're undefeated, and the Knicks are 5-1.
Yeah, Knicks are 5-1. Yeah. What is it? What? Before you get into the game, why do you think that is? Because normally
we saw
teams at home are better.
And we saw this trend last year with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Is it expectations, like having to perform in front of the home crowd and then wanted to maybe play spoiler on the road? I'm not sure, Dill. Kind of confusing. Kind of like your Knicks in Game 4, Dill, because every road team has won the game this series, and for some reason the Knicks has been better on the road. Indiana, it's hard. It's hard, Dill. I'm not going to pick a side here. If I had to, maybe your Knicks, but I can't deny. Wouldn't be shocked one bit if Indiana goes up 3-1 here. Kind of like the under 220.5. If it doesn't go to overtime, I think we're going to see the defensive intensity pick up there. I think what we saw in the second half, we're going to see more of that, especially from you. Honestly, as a Knicks fan, you want to see more of that. What you saw in the second half of Game 3 moving forward, because that's how you should play defensively for the remainder of the series. I like the under, and give me Nembhard over 11.5 points. So this is my favorite play here. I think he had only 11 points in Game 3. I think he went over Games 1 and 2 in New York. This number, I think he bounces back here. Has a decent game. I think he only went 2 for 9 from the field in Game 3. I like I said, I expect Nembhard to bounce back. He's a bucket. I expect to hopefully find his range from the outside, but just be a little more aggressive and a little more efficient from the field. I think 11.5 for a Game 4 at home. It's just a little too low. It should be at least at 13, 14, 15, maybe 14.5. Give me 11.5 for Nembhard over at -115.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Knicks here. I think the momentum from Game 3. I expect them to be a little more aggressive offensively, especially with Jalen Brunson to be honest, that's why I like his over threes. Over 2.5 3-pointers made at plus 105. I'm happy we're getting plus money here. And I expect his shooting to pick up the volume, especially. So in the postseason, he's hit 3+ threes in each game after only hitting one. Game 3, he only hit 1 3. I think he comes out much more aggressive here in game 4. So I like the under. I think the defense, especially, and that's another thing for game 3 that I forgot to mention. Big switch when Neesmith went out with that rolled ankle.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks took advantage of that. And I don't know. I just think the Knicks have the momentum right now. I think defensively they figured out some things. I think Coach Thibodeau figured out some things with the lineup as well. And
what do you want to continue the of the 9-man rotation?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think it benefits, especially the starting lineup, because Brunson get a little more rest, Cat could get a little more rest. Even Mitchell Robinson, even he was usually coming off the bench, but if he's going to be starting, you gotta have to go 8 deep, because we know the Pacers are gonna play 7, 8, 9, even 10 sometimes with Bryant coming off the bench as well. So I think you have to play at the minimum 8, 9 guys, because we saw it, especially in the second half. Y'all locked in defensively most of the time. You guys are OG Bridges, Cat, y'all gas 5-6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, playing 40 plus every night. Can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it. So I agree. Should be a close game again. These two teams are, like I said, it's been a battle every game. So it's gonna come down to the last 2-3 minutes of the game. Hopefully the Knicks win it. I do like the under. It opened up at 221.5. It's already come down a point. I agree with the line movement, but I am gonna take I see plus 2.5. So I take the points in my pocket with the Knicks here. And I do like Jalen Brunson over 2.5 threes at plus money as well. Let's go to the NHL here. We got game 4 between Dallas Stars and Edmonton. Edmonton looking to go up 3-1 here at home. They are minus 157 on the money line, plus 140 for the Dallas Stars. Total is at 6. What do you like here, kid? For me, I gotta go over again. I know they barely got over, but mainly because of Edmonton. They scored 6 goals, but just look at the whole series between these two teams. I mean, they've been going over the past 2-3 games. Game 3, 6-1. Game 1, 6-3. I know they lost 3-0 but if Dallas scored 2-3 goals, this game easily could go over. So I expect a little more offense here from Dallas. I would take the over again, over 6 at minus 119. I do like that.
Yeah, right now, the over is at 6.5 at plus 100. So shop around. Shop around. Realistically, I wish the spread would have been a little, towards our favor for the Stars. Plus 1.5, minus 180. Little too rich for my liking. I'm not sure if I'm gonna lay the money line deal, but kind of like the Stars. But to lay the minus 180 on the puck line, a little too much.
A little too much for you. All right. Oh, good. All right. Let's go to the MLB. We got 15 game slate. Honestly, I was saying this. I was on Greg Peterson's podcast, and there needs to be at least one day game a day. Is that too much to ask? Like, it gets us through the game.
Yeah, at least a 2:00 start. Nothing crazy.
Something.
And definitely an East Coast team is only right. Not fair to a West Coast team to play at 11 a.m. or Central team to play at noon. So I think an East Coast team a day minimum, even if it's a 3:15 start. I think it has to be. I agree with you. At least one early game.
Yeah.
1:30. Between 1:30 start and 3:30.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but no day baseball. We're gonna have to wait till 6:00 for the first game. But got 15 games here. First game for me, I'm gonna go 6:40 Eastern on the East Coast. Detroit Tigers hosting San Francisco Giants. Giants are the road favorites, minus 119. They are having a good season. Logan Webb is on the mound, plus 108 for the Tigers and Jack Flaherty. Total is at 7. I'm going to take the Tigers here. They had a nice bounce back game here on Monday. I think the wrong team is favorite. I'll take the plus 108 here with the Tigers. Jack Flaherty, he's been shaky the past few starts, but Logan Webb, much different pitcher on the road than he is at home. So I'm going to take the Tigers here. at home as a home dog. And then the second game that caught my eye a little later on in the night is going to be I don't have it on me right now. Let me check another book. It is the Seattle Mariners. They are the favorite. Let me check who they're playing.
Yeah, Seattle, Washington Nationals.
Washington.
Over on this is at 8, even -110 both sides. 40 Mariners are -147 on the money line. Washington is catching +120.
Yeah, so it's already going up. I got -144. And I'm fading Mitchell Parker here on the road. Logan Evans has actually been serviceable last few starts here for the Mariners. Mariners, one of the best home teams as well. They're playing good baseball. Washington's also playing some good baseball as well. They did just lose 2 or 3 from the Giants, but they played really good against the Braves. But going on the road, 11-15, not a team I want to put my money behind on the road, and I don't trust Mitchell Parker. So gonna take the Mariners here, -144. Shop around, but it is getting a little up there in price.
Yeah, Joe, I got 3 plays for the people as well. Let's go Philadelphia, Atlanta Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. You got Strider on the mound versus Taijuan Walker. Give me the Phillies at home -115 on the money line. Atlanta, you got Acuna Jr. back and everything. Offense looking live still. They're looking live, but give me the home team at home. Take care of business. Next game, giving y'all a dog. My Boston Red Sox take on the Milwaukee Brewers. No pitcher determined yet. They got Aaron Chavez on the mound for Brewers. I think our bats might be live tomorrow. Give me the plus 102 on the money line. I don't even know who's pitching tomorrow. And to be honest, we just lost 3 straight games. I don't think it matters. I don't think we lose 4 straight. Give me the Boston Red Sox on the money line. Come on, Dale. And then my last game, it was going to be a lean. But you know what, Dale? I ended up wanting to take it official. St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore's been struggling, but they won 3 straight games, people. Won't be 4. Give me the St. Louis Cards on the road. You got Pennant on the mound, Andre Pennant on the mound. I think the pitching matchup is kind of even. But like I said, give me the Cards on the road, -104.
Yeah, I think we're getting a good number here with the Cardinals because of Saganu for the Baltimore Orioles. He's been all right. He's their best pitcher, but Andre Palat, he's good. They burned me though today. They burned me here on Monday. I took the Cardinals. I thought they were gonna beat the Baltimore Orioles, and they did not. So they burnt me there. But hopefully they cash for you, kid, and they bounce back here. But kid, that's gonna do it. Gave you some baseball, some hockey, some basketball as well. Anything else before we get up out of here?
Nah, it's just thankful for all the men, that made the greatest sacrifice and served this country to give
and
us,
women.
To give us, the privilege to be here and do what we want to do, So just thankful, and I hope everybody enjoys their Memorial Day.
Yes, sir. Couldn't have said it better. Everyone, good luck on all your bets. God bless, and we will see you guys on Thursday. Peace.